Hey guys, long time no see. I've been a little busy lately, but there's a few developments that I want to talk about today. Namely, the recent attacks which have occurred on United States energy grid. Not sure if you guys have heard, but just yesterday there was a cyber attack on the Department of Energy and several other facilities inside the United States. The hackers were supposedly associated with a Russian hacking organization called PSYOP. You believe that? You believe the name? CIOP. PSYOP. Anyways, guys, all joking aside, it's a very serious matter. You know, I've taken on a new job, and I really like the new job that I have, and it involves securing infrastructure here in the region where I'm at. I'll just leave it at that. And some of the recent developments are very troubling. They're very, very troubling. So I would pose the question to you guys: what would you do? Right? You should get these things in the back of your mind. Start thinking about these things. What would you do if you woke up and all of a sudden you just realize the energy's cut off in your house? And so you go down to the gas station and the energy at the pump's cut off as well. You can't pump the gas. And the gas that you can siphon out of the tanks is way more expensive now than it was 12 hours ago. Right? So, we're losing our significance in the world. UK is starting to see their green energy revolution, their dreams of a green energy revolution start to shatter, right? Their largest commercial battery manufacturer stock tanked yesterday by like 70%. I think the company's AMTE on the ticker, their ticker symbol is AMTE. The stock collapsed by like 70% yesterday. And the reason being was that they weren't getting enough funding from the government to support the construction of their gigafactory. So the CEO of that company threatened the UK that they were going to open up their gigafactory somewhere else in a foreign nation, right? So that is the UK's only commercial battery manufacturer. We're talking about like EV batteries, right? And all their other battery manufacturers are subpar. They're not really, it's not high quality. So these dreams and push for a green revolution and green energy and this and that, which I would argue with the premise that it's green, but nevertheless, these dreams are shattering. And meanwhile, our enemies, Iran and China, are ramping up their production capacity and their storage and refining capabilities. Iran just yesterday saw their largest increase in production in 5 years. 1.5 million barrels of oil produced per day. That's pretty significant for Iran. Even with all the sanctions that they've got. And China is now building all of more of these floating refinery units. These huge boats that are able to carry 100,000 tons can go anywhere, purchase any kind of crude oil, refine it on the boat, and send it anywhere in the world, right? This is in response to things like the Nord Stream 2 pipeline getting blown up, right? These mobile refinery units can exploit those situations, right? How so? Well, Europe still needs oil and gas. That Nord Stream pipeline is blown up, right? So these boats, these mobile refinery boats, they don't rely on that infrastructure. They are designed to exploit the lack of infrastructure, okay? So they can go anywhere to buy any type of product, refine it, and deliver it to onshore sites and inject it into a country's system, right? So that they're independent of infrastructure. That's why these FRSUs, these floating refineries, are the investment to be in right now, because all the uncertainty with what's going on. I mean, fifth generational warfare is plausible deniability, right? That's the number one name of the game. You deny your involvement in anything, and instead of focusing on taking out as many people as you can, you focus on taking out the most important assets that you can, right? Case in point, Nord Stream pipeline, right? So that's the way wars are fought now. It's not by necessarily moving all of your forces from one place to another. No, it's sneaking into a place and taking assets out stealthily, with minimal loss on your side, as minimal investment as required, right? That's why we're seeing these cyber attacks on the Department of Energy, right? What would happen if our energy grid gets hacked so bad to the point to where it all just shuts down? That would be a huge blow. It's just like launching an EMP, in the atmosphere without harming the natural environment, right? Cyber war can be just as deadly, right? It could cause chaos to erupt in the streets. You don't need to bring troops in if you can get your enemy to fight amongst themselves over lack of food, over lack of fuel, over lack of water, right? So I just wanted to bring these things, to your attention, guys, because there's a lot of things that are going on which are not being talked about, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to make this video. So, I know I haven't been around. I haven't been making videos for a while. I apologize for that, but I've been trying to work on getting a better job. For the last few years, I've pretty much been putting all that stuff to the side. But now this summer, I've had the opportunity to really work on my professional development, in the workforce and stuff. And so I took a couple weeks off to focus on landing a good job, finding a good job that I like, and I think this one is right up my alley. So, I'm basically helping secure, we'll just say, critical infrastructure here in in the South, and I'm not really supposed to talk too much about it, but I do like that, like this job. So hopefully I'm able to keep it. So anyways, guys, what I always say, be prepared, focus mostly on water, right? All your other preps are not as important. Your food is not as important as your water. Your fuel is not as important as your water. You can go 30 days without food. You can only go 3 days without water. You need a gallon of water per day. That's just to drink, right? And you need even more every day to stay clean. So even if you had 900 gallons of water stored up, that would only be 300 days, right? That's 10 months worth of water for one person, right? 1,000-gallon water tank is starting to get expensive these days. When I got our water tank, it was like 80 or 90 cents a gallon. Now they're like $1.50, $2 a gallon. So if you don't have your water squared away, now's the time to do it, guys. Now's the time to do it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, comment in the comment section, and as always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.